Hi and welcome to another 5-minute session, and this time about the dot product. And you can do a massive amount of things with the dot product, but we start with just simple explanation of the math and how it works. So here we have a dot product where we have two vectors, and what a dot product is is like a multiplication between these two. Visually, the length here multiplicated with the length here, and you get a value between those two. So somewhere here, I think, would be a good value for these two. And it's a value, it's not a vector, so it's a scalar value that you get. And if these are going in the same direction, you get then a higher number together, so you get a bigger number out. But if they go on opposite direction, then they are like dragging from each other. So if they are completely opposite direction and they are in the same length, the result will be 0. If they are in the same direction, then you will just have the multiplication, so it will be just same but a bit longer here. So it will be that vector multiplied with the length of that vector, and then it will be perhaps up here, but with no difference on the angle, so to say. So that is how it looks visually, and we can show everything in Blender right now. So if I just get back to Blender and we add the dot product, so I press Shift A and I go to a converter, vector math, and then I can change. Down here we have the dot product, and the first thing I can show you is just how we can do a simple circle, because we can just use the object, and put that to the base color here. And that is because we just have now exactly the same direction from object, but it increases in length. So it multiplies the length all the time in all direction here, and that means that it grows and gets brighter, and we can then get this circle. And if I put in like a math here, so like that, then you can easily see this circle here. So it's exactly the same as length that we use with the node length, and that is just one thing you can do. Normally you use it together with normal. You can use it for cloth or something like that, and I can show you how that works. So if I take the normal to this one, then I can do some texture here. So I press Shift A, go to converter, texture, and I can take a magic texture because that will be easier for you to see. And then I just do some object of that. So I take a bump map, so I go to vector, bump, put in the strength and distance so we don't have too much, and put the factor to the height and this to the normal, and it looks like this. So right now you can see we get the shadows on the side here, and we get more bright here because the light is from this direction. But with the dot product we can catch what is on the what is facing the top and what's facing on the side, meaning that we can get bright here on the top and bright here and dark on the side. And we do that by taking the output from the bump, because that now is a normal map, put that into dot product, and if I now look at that, you can now see that we get brighter when it's up, and when it's on the side we get a dark color. This is really good when you do things like velvet or cloth or something like that, because then you get this difference that you normally have in the reflection of shiny cloth. So it's really good to know. It's also good to know when it comes to creating snow or moss or stone where you have used texture, because this is the only way to catch the difference when you use a texture to manipulate the height. Then you can use the dot product and then visualize it. Another thing you can do with it is that you can do some type of fresnel. So if I take the mesh and I take like a torus here and say that we increase the subdivision a few times like this, and we use the material on that one, but we take away these two and we just keep the dot product. Then I can add a camera, so Shift A, input geometry, and the camera is now incoming here, and you can now see that we get darker on the edges and we get brighter when we are with the camera. So now we have some type of Fresnel effect. And the last thing I will show for you is how you can use it with the object. So if I use the object here and I use an empty, so I Shift A and then I go to empty, take an empty out here and drag it out, then I can use this empty here. I can select empty. This is empty 001, yes it is, and use that to control where my shadow should be. So it will follow the direction of this, and when it points straight at it, it's dark, and then when you have the bigger difference, then you get it brighter like this. So that is also a way you can use the dot product for. I will not do more because my 5 minutes has gone, but now you have got a glimpse of how you can use the dot product, and hopefully you learned something as well this time. And I just say bye for now and see you tomorrow.